Previously on Trails Beyond the Horizon, Walter acted as the 7th Domain Guardian and had an epic post-boss cutscene with Jin, even though I didn't put Jin in my party. Next, I viewed a memento orb showing Novaris crashing an intellectual forum and ranting about singularities. He seemed to be a stranger to Epstein's disciples, yet he seemed to be familiar with Epstein himself. Okay, so there is actually one new fish in the Pelagic Reef, but it also has to compete with a bunch of other fishes, so that could be a problem.
There. This one is rather impressive.
Yeah, it won't be easy to catch.
There. Passable.
Oh, come on, I'm gonna give me C rank, but give me UMAT plus times 1. According to the guide, it's easier to get this in Rean's route 3 instead of doing it at the inside the Grim Garten. Yeah, Grim Garten is mainly there so you can catch fish you missed, but trying to use it to get new fish is not that reliable, is it? Okay, this place has a new one as well. Okay, caught a new one, Grand Bream. Yo, so we're in this spot here.
There. This one is rather impressive.
Missouri Corday, new. A rank, okay. Only has strike 2 though.
Snooze.
Sonova, at this rate, you're gonna hold me responsible for... Oh, hello, is this the front desk? What, she's still not back yet? With the way things are going... Hey, I know you, you're part of the idol group I saw in Edith. Oh right, the one that just debuted, VEGA. I didn't realize you were in Anchorville. It looks like you've run into a bit of trouble. Who the hell are you? And just what do you think you're doing, poking your nose where it doesn't belong? I'll only say this once. Leave, or else. Well, I thought. Huh? Sir, we can trust these people. Additionally, they seem to be familiar with the city. I say we enlist our aid to find Rachel. Now wait a moment here, you can't just decide on your own. I think it's safe to assume this Rachel person is her partner. And if you're asking us to find her, then we can also surmise she's unaccounted for. I'm sorry, but this is a confidential matter. Well, it's true that we have a problem. We also have a company policy to uphold. Leaks spread like wildfire in this day and age, after all. Could be AD again. Sure, that's fair, but still, we might be able to give you a hand. We're problem solvers from the capital. Thank you, this business card to a young manager. Arkride Solutions. I feel like I've heard that name before. That's not surprising. I'm sure it's made the rounds within the entertainment industry. We've been taking on several requests from Lexel Talent Agency. Oh right, heard about you from that film festival. If that's the case, there's no harm talking about it with us first. If nothing else, we're serious about keeping things on the down low. Nod. Okay, I'll trust you. Just please keep anything said here between us, okay? As you've already worked out, Yulia's partner Rachel has gone missing. Which is especially problematic, considering we plan to put on a small-scale performance tonight. If worst comes to worst, we'll simply cancel it. Or again, that's not a decision that's yours to make. But if something has happened to Rachel, I understand how you feel, but remember, it hasn't been that long since she disappeared. The chances of her getting into danger in a city like this is next to none. It's like he won't even consider that she could be in trouble. This guy is really grinding my gears. Something going on? You look worried. VEGA's had a blue ribbon debut as goodwill ambassadors for the space program. However, our planned shows in Edith were abruptly cancelled, and we're instead tasked with doing mini life tours in regional towns and cities. It's all with you's fault. Even though we heard they're about to break up, their popularity skyrocketed all of a sudden. So the powers that decided to change course. And by that I mean they swapped our shows with yous. VEGA and with you, one a rising star, the other in its death throes. Both belong in the same talent agency. I'm guessing their assignments are decided by higher-ups. Yeah, M Production's a major established player in the industry, with their specialty being in music. Their methods are cutthroat, but there's a reason they've been around the block for so long. Okay, we've got a feel for what's going on. Seems Rachel is none too pleased about it to be sent out to the boonies by her bosses. Yeah, when she said her piece, she ran off. That was about 2 hours ago, I think. She's always been a headstrong type, but I would have expected her to come back by now. Or it's nearly showtime too. What should we do? On one hand, it doesn't seem like there's anything bad that's happened. Yeah, but I can't help but be a little worried, especially after what happened at the hospital. I know what you mean. How about this? We can keep an eye out for your friend while we're doing our rounds of the city. We'll take on your request if you're cool with it. Of course, please find Rachel. She should be easy to pick out of a crowd with her striking blonde hair. Oh, and she should be wearing her stage outfit too. Well, we'll leave this to you. I guess we better get on it then. Why don't we start with the outdoor places that she might have dropped by?
Let's get this party started.
Runaway Idol. Rachel's been dissatisfied with her agency for a while now. I don't think she'd do anything crazy, but if something were to happen to her, I'd... Please, find her for me. Rachel rushed out of here about 2 hours ago. It doesn't seem like she's been back to the hotel, so she's probably still in her stage outfit. There's no time left until the whole concert. I'm counting on you guys. Can't they just make With You and VEGA a 4-person unit?
Do you have a moment?
The blonde girl in a stage outfit? Yeah, I saw her a little while ago. Right on the money, eh? Any idea where she went? She went to the station looking really upset. And then she came back out sighing. Maybe she didn't have enough money. She sure is easy to read. It does cost quite a bit to get to the capital from here. What about after that? Well, I know she was head south down the main street. By the way, she had been staring at my sign for a collab cocktail. Looks like she was drawn to it. She didn't look like she wanted any attention, so I decided not to call out to her. Right, she sounded like a sore thumb in a place like this, wearing an outfit like that. I say we have a good idea where she's headed next then. Right, she might be distracting herself from her trouble somewhere in the sea. Makes sense to me. Let's set up any places selling booze. Right, let's go.
Pardon me.
Blonde-haired girl in a stage outfit, the person from earlier then. Huh, so she did come here for a drink. I can't share any personal information, but I can tell you she drank like a sailor and had a litany of complaints. And it seemed like she only just come of age because she definitely wasn't used to alcohol. I did give her a few pointers on how to drink properly. I can picture that. Well, it sure sounds like she got drunk. I think she left on her own after having a pill. Correct, she was fairly unsteady, but she managed to walk with no issues. I should warn you, she was a cranky drunk. Be careful. Thanks, you helped out a ton. Potentially drunk.
Pardon me.
The drunk woman? Now you mention it. I was busy helping folks board a bus, but I do remember catching a whiff of alcohol when someone passed by. I bet she came from the underground bar. Well, you happen to know where she went? Well, I didn't see her exactly. But I think she went south, so... That would be toward the highway. That's more than a little concerning. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. I used to see some people head out along the highway for a walk, but it's the middle of the night. If we're lucky, she was just trying to sober up. If not, we better find her, and fast. Heck, they all said this idol thingy and you'd be popular. But no, it was all you've got to create as character and stuff. So annoying. You're just gonna tour for a bit. Fish, please. I'm not an idiot. I'm not sorry I puppet you, assholes. Holes. Screw it, dirtbag producer. Next time we meet, I'm gonna shove a mic up his big fat ass. 2 grilled chicken skewers and a veggie wrap. What bunch of appetizers like you doing walking around your own? Look, she's getting ambushed. Seems like her foul mouth shouts netted her around the audience. We have to help her.
There are so many of them!
There are indeed many of them.
A boost would work here.
Okay.
Go all in on him.
Damn, that was a lot.
Make it now! Put on the pressure!
Thank you.
Payback time.
Over here!
Got your number.
You won't beat me.
Hey.
Might want to
All eyes on me. Time to raise the curtain. Grimcat at your service. It's go time.
They're all really close by, aren't they? See if there's a good angle I can hit them at. Stray cat? Okay, that's a perfect one.
You have this. Too slow. Stray cat. How rude of me. In your dreams. I'm with you.
Oh, it delayed some of them too. Nice.
Use a shard boost to get the upper hand.
I'll cover you!
Certain arts will work better.
Keep your guard up.
Pummel. Okay, good enough.
Show me what you got.
Here we go! You're not getting away! You're crushed! Just try me.
I'm with you.
These Phantasma, everyone.
Initiating drive.
I'm with you. I'll cover you.
Allow me.
Enemy suppressed. Good work, everyone. Who are you people? Arkride Solutions, at your service. You're Rachel, right? From the idol group VEGA. I'm relieved to see you're safe from harm. Your partner and manager asked us to look for you. Hi, and her, I was wondering how much of this running away business was just her being pissed off. I understand there are a lot of things you're unhappy with, but the highway is dangerous. Why don't we head back? No. Think I'm going to do what those ungrateful little turds want me to? She's got quite a mouth on her for an idol. My whole life I dreamed of being a chansonnier. I graduated at the top of my class in the vocal arts department of my music school. And well, I did take dance classes too, so I can both sing and dance. I became an idol like they told me to, and I followed all their advice, like how I should prioritize my charm and appearance over singing. But in the end, they didn't consider my needs and wants for even a second. It pisses me off just thinking about it. That's why I'm sabotaging this whole thing. I'm going to embarrass them big time. You do realize how unreasonable you sound, right? What kind of talking to should I give her? Praise her efforts, attack her pride. It's a shame letting all your hard work go to waste. You've been doing so well. Huh? The idol genre is still pretty niche. With that in mind, I can't imagine it's easy getting up on that stage time and again, even if you're riding the wave of the space boom. Not to mention, you were almost certainly chosen in the first place because they recognize your talent. There's no way you could reach the top of your class in music school unless you were a really hard worker. Sounds like there's a lot of stuff you're dissatisfied with, but the fact is your success is something you achieved yourself. Even if someone stole your spotlight once or twice, knowing you guys, I think you have what it takes to steal it right back. Are you really gonna throw all that potential away? Well... So I know I'm just lashing out, and I'm taking my anger out on them. And that the only way I can make up for this frustration is to keep pushing myself. But most importantly, I get that I up and quit, and then I'll be playing Yulia in a major bind. Does that mean... I guess I've got no choice but to go back. I feel like a major weight's been lifted off my shoulders. Thanks a bunch. There's that smile, and a pretty damn good one too. Guess you're not a pro for nothing. Plus, Van's group brought Rachel, now luckily sobered up, back to the city. If she wants to be a chansonnier, maybe we should invite her to sing at Judith's family's restaurant. Hey everyone, you better step those hype thrusters to max. To celebrate Project Sword Taker is entering its final phase, we prepare a special show just for you. Last rendezvous. These are idols, huh? I'm digging it. They're so cute. Over here. What will it be? They actually pull off. Well, at least she's back on her feet again. Also, it ends well, I suppose. Topic quest Runaway Idol completed. Thank you for bringing Rachel back. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. The next time I need help, I hope I'll have you to turn to.
That's a wrap.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Law and Gray. Thank you so much. We made it in time for the concert. Who knows what the higher ups would have said if we mess up just before tomorrow's big rocket launch. If our ambassadors were deemed unsellable, then our company wouldn't even pay the venue fees. Now that I think about it, Yulia did pay us out of pocket. Apparently the manager paid out of pocket too. That company of theirs sure is exploiting them. We are VEGA. Let's make sure our voices can reach space together. The special concert is just getting started. Next song is Planet Rain. Oh, I see. So back then, supplies are being brought in through that route. With that in mind, was the construction work a mere ploy for something else? Yeah, well, anyway, this information was very useful. Thank you for your assistance. A large number of officers, myself included, were deployed here from Edith along with Inspector Daswani. We suspect this incident is related to what happened yesterday. The EPD will get to the bottom of this, as we're taking point on this investigation. I can't believe something like this happened. This is way beyond a mere scandal. Could Dr. Grant have really have had connections with the Mafia? I really respected what a serious and capable person he was. This is just devastating. I have a lot of respect for Dr. Grant, but how are they going to break this to the patients? Leave no stone unturned. They must be involved in the incident in the capital. Go, let's wrap this investigation up tonight so the medical staff can resume their duties tomorrow morning. Yes, sir. Hard at work as always, eh, Inspector Aswani? Oh, it's you. I heard a report. Sounds like you had a rough go of it today. You did good, thinking on your feet in an unexpected crisis. Wait. I have ear doctors here, because I swear I heard genuine praise from the hard-ass police officer. What are you calling a hard-ass? Don't get me wrong, still think the old adage, where there's a spring and there's trouble, rings true. That's it, I always give credit where it's due. You cast a light on those hiding in the dark and kept the collateral damage to a minimum. Well, Guild's timely aid helped out a bit with that second part. How's the investigation coming along? Are people always this brazen requesting confidential info like it's nothing? Fine, I'll tell you, but only because you're a related party. Regarding the doctor, he's already been taken into custody, and we're in the middle of questioning him. He still isn't in his right state of mind, so it may take time before we get the truth of the matter. However, you know the medical director's daily behavior is one of the reasons he got in contact with the AD group. We're looking at every possible lead, including his connection with the former management that was in collusion with Palmada. I knew it. Between that and the underground facility, it seems like the shadows cast by the Mafia still linger. To no one's surprise, the only ones looking into this are the police inspector and his men. That's right, from their track record of late, I suspect the CID will stay well out of the matter. Given the incident's scope and background, we did request assistance of the Special Investigations Department, but I'm not holding in my breath. I understand the space program is occupying much of their attentions, but still. Well, no point in chasing rainbows, we'll just have to make do with who's around. Speaking for myself here, I'm just relieved we got you here, Inspector. Let's we scratch each other's backs for old time's sake. With the situation as it is, I'm afraid I don't have much choice. If you learn anything, please let me know immediately. And don't even think of keeping anything from me, you hear? Loud and clear. Bangers, I was drinking. Why does this sound so weird, though? It looks like two people are trying to call me at the same time. Marduk and Jack, huh? Might be best to answer both at once.
Sup, Van? Wait, we call you at the same time as Marduk or something? Well, whatever. We managed to drag some info out of a few people just now. Sounded like stuff you might want to know.
You two do quick work. We've been doing some digging around on our end, too.
I fear it may be unwise to communicate our findings over Zypha, however.
Well, why don't we all meet up then? You're over at that Chat Noir place, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, know it, they Chat Noir. That's the name on the sign. This should give us a good chance to compare notes, too. Alright, sounds like a plan. We'll meet up when we're ready for a break. Feel free to head over before us. Got it. I think I'll just stop by Shinos to grab a Mojito before... Get a move on already. She's gotten well trained, I see. Never a dull moment with these two. Anyway, you'll probably find us on the first floor when you get here. Need a refill, you know? We'll be ready to brief you as soon as you arrive. Sounds good. Thanks, you guys. Change until Chat Noir's been added to the travel menu. She's thinking this will conclude your nighttime rounds and cause the main story to advance.
It was quite a mess earlier, but it seems the guild and the police have everything under control now.
Cleaning up won't be easy, but at least the damage wasn't too severe.
Shit. How insanely strong is that old guy?
Oh, it's you. We've been carrying out our own investigation into the hospital. In particular, the guild's been taking the lead on looking for that underground facility and killing up monsters down there. So I guess you guys deserve some credit for finding the place first. Hey, you bracers taking over an investigation and making sure the place is safe is a big help for us, you know? We picked up a few suspicious threads since then. Seems like there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Yeah, thanks to all of you taking over here, we've been able to follow up on clues elsewhere. You were talking about Old Tamer, right? You and the Sword Hermit or something like that. Possible, we'd also like to hear what he had to say at some point. But for now, there's still plenty of leads for us to gather at the hospital. We'll handle the rest of the investigation here and share our findings later. For the underground facility, the younger two, Gray and NJ, took point. I went down there with them, and we made quick work of the monsters and found some evidence that had been overlooked. And those two have really improved a lot. It was the right choice to bring them along. We're done investigating the underground area for now. Are you okay, NJ? No injuries? Yeah, monsters at that level are no problem, especially with your help. Still, it's hard to believe one of Omada's facilities was still lurking beneath our feet here. Yeah, it took me by surprise too. At the very least, I'm glad we were able to get the key evidence and drug samples from the place. That said, there's still a few unexplained things that are bothering me. I might need to look into this a bit further. Unexplained things? You mean those succulent plants? It's weird. When we first found them, they were completely white, but now they've been slowly starting to return to normal color. Yeah, that's definitely strange too. I think the color change may have been caused by one of those white devices. It's all thanks to you noticing a change early on that we were able to record it. We need to include it in the report. The thing that's bothering me is, how did the mask group even know the facility was there in the first place? Alright, you think a place like this would just stay hidden away after Omada's downfall. And yet the mask group seems to have restarted operations there quite some time ago. Yeah, the facility's concealment and the mask group's sources of intel are both still shrouded in mystery. I hadn't really thought about it, but nothing about this makes sense. Ugh, what's going on in the sea? Nancy really showed her stuff while we were investigating the underground facility, just what I'd expect from Legato's sister. Thanks to her, we've cleared out the place, and there doesn't seem to be a need to investigate any further. I'd really like to make sure the hospital can resume regular operations starting tomorrow. I'm truly grateful to Elvis and NJ for helping move things along so quickly. Still can't believe there was a facility like that right below our feet. If only I'd realized sooner. No, I know there's no point in me saying that now. All I can do now is find whatever clues I can and uncover the truth bit by bit. I'll do it in my brother's stead. The police asked me to perform a component analysis on a sample. That's all fine and good, but then they started asking if it could be connected to the rioting, to the hallucinations. How the hell should I know that? I'm just here to tell you what stuff's made of. Figure out the rest of that crap on your own. And on top of that, I'm having to work overtime for this. I'd rather be getting paid for all this extra work. I mean, sure, equipment here is top of the line, so it's probably faster to do the analysis here in the police lab. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna work for free. Someone better be shelling out for this. Yes, it's fine. The gastrointestinal surgery department is now in the position to resume treatment. I'll show you the way, and I'll inform the doctor as well. I'm sorry for the trouble, especially at a time like this. You all weren't supposed to open this late today, were you? No, but looking after our patients is our highest priority. After all, illnesses don't take a day off. Once the doctor is ready, we can begin treatment, so please wait in the procedure room. After all that happened this afternoon, I can't keep the patients waiting anymore. We don't have any direction from the medical director, so at the moment, the doctors and nurses are all handling everything on our own judgment. I'd like to be able to put all the patients' minds at ease, though. So it'd be best if we could go back to our normal operations by tomorrow. We'll offer our full cooperation with the police investigation. I still can't believe a place like that was built right beneath our feet. I'm sure it's going to affect this hospital's reputation for the worse. So you don't know anything about the underground facility created during the previous department head's tenure? Not a thing. I'm shocked that anyone else in the place even exists. Oh, I never thought all the former directors' dealings would be exposed like this. All that stuff was supposed to have been swept under the rug, so why? But it seemed there have been several prior reports of strange noises coming from the entrance to the underground facility. Why didn't you attempt to connect any inspections or investigations of the building? Well, I just thought it'd be best not to stir up any unnecessary trouble. Oh, if that damnable facility had just stayed hidden, my position would have been secure. The way things are going, I'll be held responsible for this whole mess. My examination was delayed because of all that commotion earlier. The police even showed up, and now I just can't calm down. What if I've got something serious? No, I can't give in those negative thoughts. I need to stay strong. I'm assisting Direct Inspector Daswani with the investigation as a representative of the local police. I hadn't heard anything about that mafia's drugs since the attempted terrorist attack last year. The guild dealt with things quickly back then, but I'm shocked there was still a whole underground facility dedicated to this stuff. As the local police, we'll need to be extra vigilant.
Alrighty.
I see, there's been a gag order in the VIP ward all along. In all likelihood, it was that desire to cover things up that delayed the crimes being committed there from being discovered. Yeah, speaking as someone who works there, it's quite embarrassing. Please don't misunderstand. Everyone at the hospital, doctors and nurses, are all sincerely dedicated to their patients. I'm sure even Dr. Grant had his reasons for going down the path he did. Don't worry, I'm not under the assumption that everyone in the hospital is some kind of villain. On the contrary, I'm grateful how much you're all cooperating with the investigation. That's a relief to hear. For my part, I recognize that given what happened here, the hospital does bear some responsibility. For the sake of patients, we like to avoid suspending services if possible, though. That's not something I can decide on my own, but rest assured, the department will do its best to handle things appropriately. Oh wait, Inspector, are you perhaps from somewhere in the southern part of the Central East? I was born in the Republic, but my parents immigrated from that area, yes. I get it, though, that sense of relief you get when you happen to run into a fellow Central Easterner, especially a minority as rare as ours. Who could have thought that an incident like this would lead me to me being a fellow countryman? When thinking about it, with your background, it must have been a serious uphill battle to make it all the way through ranks to Inspector. Well, I won't deny there were struggles along the way, but at the end of the day, my current position is just the result of all the work I put in. I imagine it's the same for you. I'm glad to see you doing good work here as a doctor. They both seem to be in high spirits. I imagine so. It's not every day you run into someone with stubborn Central East lineage. They're pretty rare. Meeting a fellow countryman lift anyone's spirits. So used to getting scalps from the guy. It's good to see him happy for a change. Man, running into a fellow countryman really made my day. But anyway, we'll do whatever we can to help the investigation. We need to do everything we can to make sure patients like Yudo can focus on getting better without any worries. When speaking of Yudo, he's been given special permission to leave the hospital for the time being. His condition has been stable. It seems like he has something important he needs to go do. I got a bit sidetracked there. Now let me ask again, what instances would there be at this hospital where a doctor would have contact with an outside organization? Who could have seen something so related to A popping up out of nowhere like that after all this time? It's connected to the incident yesterday too, so it makes sense that a special investigation unit is getting involved. We need to do whatever we can to help Inspector Swani so we can make some progress with his investigation. Looking for my real family. I'm from the capital. Please help me find my real family. I'll be waiting near the vending machine at the movie theater. That's the only other quest, huh? Do you need something? I'm kind of busy right now. Your name's Marina, right? I'm from Arkride Solutions. So you're fixers. I've heard a lot about you back at the capital. I think you really did come to Anchorville. The first VG's been mentioning were from the capital. You're what, 14? You checked when the last train to be running, right? Does that matter? Besides, I can get a place to stay for a night if I want. I prefer to mirror for your race, so just shop and take it. You want us to find your real family, right? It sounds like there's gotta be some sort of story behind that. What should we do? Fine, but first I want you to give us details. Your first VG was a little sparse. Honestly, I'm not sure exactly what it is you want. Phew, alright then. My whole life I've been living with the parents I'm not related to. That's because someone at Anchorville Hospital made a mistake when I was born. What kind of mistake? It wasn't even uncovered until around the end of last year when my current parents got a note out of the blue. It says something to the effect of, your daughter isn't actually your daughter. Because of that mistake 14 years ago, I was taken home by the wrong family. And according to the documents I found in my parents' study last night, they were paid a hefty sum for damages too. You can't be serious. So it's a case where two children were born at the same hospital and mistakenly swapped. I hear it used to happen on occasion before orbital and medical technology advanced. Such a revelation, you must be quite shaken. Not in the slightest. Actually, it was very easy to accept. My parents have been kind of distant since the end of last year, after all. My mom's been particularly strict lately. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. They've even gotten stricter about table manners, and just the other day, they told me my new curfew was at 4 o'clock. Can you believe that? They just don't love me anymore. Now they know I'm not the real daughter. That can't be true. But, anyway, while I was feeling out of sorts, I got into a fight with my mom during breakfast over something stupid. So I jumped on the train at Anchorville. I told myself I'd find my real family. I'm sure my real parents who are actually related to me by blood would treat me better. After looking around town all morning, I heard some rumors about your first VGs from the local kids. Alright, I think I got a gist. It mostly fits the bill. You mean you'll help me look? Yeah, but first we need to verify whether or not there was even a mistake in the first place by asking questions. The babies really get swapped? How? Stuff like that. Of course it happened. The victim just told you as much. I even saw the documents with my own eyes. Sorry, but do you actually bring those documents with you? Even if you did, it'd still be a rare for any problem. We'll have to be cautious as we investigate. And we can verify your story. We'll still need to take into account the other family's current circumstances as well. We won't fulfill a request at the expense of someone else's happiness. That's just not what forest species are for. Ugh. Well, seeing as you've been acting on impulse, maybe it's time you calm down and leave the rest to us. Take this chance to think carefully about what you're hoping to get out of me and your real family. Who knows, but you might even find yourself crying in a closet like someone I know. Fine, whatever. I get it. I'll leave everything to you. There simply must be another girl my age somewhere in town. If you find her, you better listen to her story. Right, we'll keep that in mind. Talk about spoiled brat. You can tell she's gotten what she wants her whole life. Guess it's no wonder she stopped trusting her parents as soon as they got a little strict. She does seem like a stubborn one. I doubt she'll go back to the capital unless she's satisfied. Doesn't change anything though. Like I said, we need to start by finding out where this switcheroo even happened. Probably shouldn't just go and ask the hospital, huh? Right, not while we're busy with the case. It'd probably be better to hold off until we verify the details. I'm sure it would have been quite the scandal 14 years ago, even in a city like this. Which would mean a new outlet or even City Hall might know something. Right, let's start from there.
Okay, time to get to work. Let me ask you something.
Where did you hear that story? I take it you know something about it. I figure an e-newsletter reporter might have the scoop. This isn't a good place to talk. Let's go outside. 14 years ago, there was a mix-up at the hospital. Or so rumors said late last year. They were doing the rounds even at e-newsletter. Word started getting around shortly after Anchorville Hospital reopened. It had been closed due to nebulous circumstances. Oh, I did hear something about that place. Right, the former medical director had been arrested for ties to Almada. It sounds like e-news agency knew about it. The mistake in question must have been discovered during the ensuing investigations and change in management. But you guys didn't report on a mafia affiliation, did you? No, the authorities restricted our ability to publish any information about the arrest in order to avoid confusion. That was strictly about anything regarding the mafia, mind you. We had planned to publish an article about the babies being swapped, but I recommended against it during an internal meeting. I didn't want to cause any undue stress to the families, who were no doubt already going through a lot of emotionally. I thought it was their job to drag a story out for all it's worth. Please, we're not all like those reporters at BuzzRadar. I still try to position myself as a righteous reporter, you know? Wait, isn't that a line from Sunshine Anya's? Yeah, did this reporter really serve as an inspiration? Anyway, since we never did a report on it, I don't really know too much about it. Not about the families, and not about the boy himself. Sorry, but I really don't have any leads to give you. Wait, boy? But the person who asked us to look into this is a girl named Marina. Oh, is that right? From what we gathered, the baby who was swapped by mistake was definitely male. No result of the arrest jumbling records, I suspect. In any case, this story may not be what you're looking for. Sorry to muddy waters. Can't be helped. We appreciate you telling us about it. We're gonna have to look for a different lead.
If I may trouble you a moment.
Children being sought to birth here, not that I've ever heard of. You must have heard wrong. Wait, you said it came late last year. Does that mean something to you? Well, I'm not sure if it's related. But around that time, a local family did reach out to us about making a change to the family register. Due to some personal circumstances, they said they might need to change their child's registration. At the time, they just wanted to know what the procedure for that might be. You think that's it? The end of last year, that was the time when the mistake was reported. It sure is suspicious. The parents came a number of times. I remember that they always seemed rather pensive. After multiple discussions, they ultimately decided against making any changes. They wouldn't really give us any details, but in the end, they did seem relieved by their decision. Guess that's not surprising, seeing that they had the kid for 14 years. Must have been distressing beyond words to be told suddenly that their child wasn't theirs. But it's the same for that girl Marina's household, too. Do you mean to say the swapped child in question is a girl? Yes, wait. Did the family who came for a consultation have a boy? They sure did. I can't really tell you anything else, seeing as this pertains to our citizens' private information. No matter how you think about it, mixing up a boy and a girl would be difficult, don't you think? The family I mentioned probably isn't related to your case. Oh, I was really hoping we found a lead. Sorry, I was hoping to pay you back for everything you did for us too. You know, this might actually be useful. What could this mean? Kind of surprising that both people we talked to said it was a boy that got swapped, not a girl. Yeah, so we can't say we're certain that their information is wholly accurate. So what's this mean then? We're gonna hit a roadblock if things keep going like this. Let's head back to our client and give him an interim report. Good idea, let's head back to Marina. Wait, why is our new guy here? Is that the swapped child? I don't know. Good evening. Oh, you're people staying at Chat Noir. So you returned, Spriggan. Wait, are they the 4SPG people I keep hearing about? He's the kid from the general store. What's the connection here? When I was asking around town, Yui's the one who turned me onto the 4SPG rumors. It seems he's gone out of his way to check up on me. I was worried since I didn't know if the 4SPG people would be scary or not. But it looks like there was something to fear, since you're all friends with Judith. Well, you came back, so you must have learned something, right? Yes, but there's something that's bothering us. Do you have time to talk right now? Yes, and I've already explained the situation to Yudi, so you can tell us both. The crew gave the report. What? That doesn't make the least bit of sense. We've been gathering info and listening to local rumors, and it does seem like some babies got mixed up. But 2 sources have claimed it was a boy who got swapped. No way, what are you even saying? That's simply impossible. I mean, yeah, normally something like this would be impossible. But if we set normal aside, then maybe... Mix-up wasn't a misunderstanding. The mix-up was between a boy and a girl. Huh? A boy and a girl? Anyone can tell the difference between a boy and a girl. But there's no evidence that that wasn't the case. Such a mix-up is certainly inconceivable. But right now, it would be better to take everything at face value rather than stick to preconceptions. Seems like you've had trouble finding a family with a girl your age too, right? Maybe looking at this under the assumption that a boy and a girl were swapped could turn up new leads. Wow, your pictures really are something else. I think we're starting to get an idea of what's going on. Why don't we head to the hospital next? Good plan. We might be able to secure new intel based on what we've heard. Can you please wait a little longer, Marina? We'll definitely get to the bottom of this. Of course, what you do next is entirely up to you. Fine, leave it to you. I have to figure out what I'm going to do when I actually meet my parents anyway. Okay. Can't believe a baby boy and girl got swapped by accident. I need to think long and hard about what I want to do when I meet my real parents.
If I may trouble you a moment.
Well, how do you know about that? That's confidential information. Everyone not directly involved was sworn to secrecy. We've only been going off bits and pieces of hearsay. But judging by your reaction, there really was a baby switcheroo here at the hospital. Gah! So you tried to trip me up. I didn't realize I was talking to a scoundrel. Now you're overselling him. He may say he's a hard-boiled, back-alley bad boy, but he's nothing more than a big softie. Hey! We are involved, actually. Marina asked us to look into this issue. She stumbled on this by accident and has been deeply troubled by it ever since. We won't make this information public, nor will we use it for nefarious purposes. So can you please tell us the details? I suppose I don't have a choice, especially if it's to her benefit. This all went down 14 years ago, long before I was assigned to this hospital. The hospital was investigated due to the former management being in cahoots with the Mafia, which is related to the Dr. Grant incident. It was during this investigation that I uncovered the data regarding the mistake in question. And that mistake is the mix-up with Marina, right? So just how did a boy and a girl get swapped? I was in disbelief myself when I found out. I think such a sloppy medical practitioner might still be employed. As it turns out, there was an issue with the ultrasound machine, which meant the sex of the babies couldn't be determined until birth. On top of that, the fathers were absent for the births to do the work, and the mothers had been unconscious at the time of delivery. What an amazing coincidence! And finally, there was a power outage as a result of old infrastructure, leading to these infants having their tags swapped by accident. Wow. This whole ordeal is just one coincidence after another. That said, it was without a doubt the fault of this hospital. How horrible. Even the former management is to blame. I think someone realized to screw up eventually and decided to cover it up. When I discovered this at the end of last year, I immediately contacted the families and had them come here to talk things over. As you can imagine, both sets of parents were flabbergasted. They took their time to mull things over. And yeah, they both said their child was their child regardless of blood. We compensated both families and proposed that we hold a press conference to make the situation public. However, the parents all decided they would rather prioritize the mental health and well-being of their children above all else. That's why the information has been kept confidential, and why it has been kept a secret from the children for the time being. Families are hoping to come up with a way to overcome this together when it comes time to tell the children. Oh my. In other words, they were prepared to lie. And not for their own benefit like I did. It was so they could protect the family bonds they forged over the last 14 years. It takes some real strength. Yes. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Hussein. Now we know the truth behind the mix-up. We need to think carefully about how to share this with the client if we do it all. Yes, imagine how confused Marina will be when she finds out the truth. Thank you for thinking of her. Well, I think we can pretty easily narrow down who their family is. You're right, of course. The doctor couldn't share any more personal information. But if the boy was born the same day as Marina, then we just need to ask her when she was born. Right, then we know when the boy is born too. It seems like we're on the right track. Now we just gotta figure out what to do from here. Let's check in with the kid and see what she wants. Yes, let's head back over there. Everyone, so you've returned. Well, learn anything? Oh yeah, a whole lot in fact, but we'll keep the report simple. It's UD, isn't it? Ben and his companions share what they had been told by Dr. Hussein regarding the mix-up. They also explained that both families had met at the end of last year and what they had mutually decided. We've got a lead on who their family is, but we'll be holding on to that for now. Whether or not we share depends on you. So, have we cooled off a bit? Yes, thanks to you. I do want to meet them. My birth family. I've come this far after all. Marina, I think you're ready to handle it the way you are now. And we'll need to look into who the boy's family is carefully. Yep, and your birthday is the hint. Turns out the babies that got mixed up were born the same day. Huh? I see, I guess that is what happened. Oh, what are you on about? Marina, Yudi. Actually, I told Yudi the details while we were waiting for you. I thought maybe he'd be able to think of something that could help me find my family. And when I told him my birthday was on November 10th, I said that my birthday was also on November 10th. It was pretty surprising to find out we were born the same day. Could be. My mom should be coming home from work soon. I'm sure she won't mind. If it's okay, could you come home? Come with me? I'm home. Oh, Yudi, are you back already? Welcome. Oh my. Hello, Yudi's mom. Welcome, Marina. I'm very happy to meet you. When I met your parents, we showed each other pictures, so I knew what you looked like. I see, so you knew too, Yudi. Well, I never expected something like this. But I didn't think you've been acting strange since the end of last year. So many times you act like you were hiding something and go somewhere without telling me. It must have been to meet with Marina's mom to talk, huh? Then you've been meeting with my parents. They did sometimes leave me to go somewhere. Even if I asked, they never tell me where they went. It's true, we've been meeting from time to time ever since we met last year. I'm sorry, Yudi, and Marina too, that I couldn't say anything. We really had no idea how to handle this. During our discussions at the hospital, the idea of exchanging families did come up, but... It's okay, Mom. I was really surprised when I learned about all this. But even if we aren't related by blood, you're still my mom. Yudi. You're really something, Yudi. I didn't think about what my parents were going through at all, and kept getting in fights with them. Compared to you, No, nothing that happened is your fault, Marina. Mom, what are you doing here? She only just arrived a moment ago, after driving here from the capital. Just before you left, I realized you had looked through the paperwork about a mix-up. I thought you might come here, so I asked if I could wait for you. I'm so sorry, Marina. Ever since I found out about the mix-up, I felt so conflicted. Knowing we aren't technically related, and what a sweet boy Yudi is. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't be nice to you just because you're not my own flesh and blood. I just didn't know how to handle my feelings, that's why I lashed out at you. Think just how much I've hurt you. No, Mom, it's okay, I was just acting spoiled and selfish. I didn't know how you felt, or that you had been lying for my sake. Only now do I understand how hard that must have been. I mean, I'm not good at expressing myself, just like you. Oh, Marina. We're pretty blessed, Yudi. We both have two real families after all. Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. Yudi, we love you. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy for you both. It sure seemed like this would be a problem without a solution. Honestly, I had no idea how things would end up. Me neither, I'm glad we got to see this. Just go to show that stuff like sharing blood doesn't mean a damn thing. Seems like everyone's been able to accept the truth too. I mean, I am still flustered by all of this. What our families decided to do next is come up in the air too. Now that we both know the truth, we're all going to have to talk about what to do. Yeah, I think that'll be our best. Well, I'm sure it'll be a lot to work through, but as long as you watch out for each other, things will work out. And that, as they say, is that. I'm really glad I posted that for SVG. Thank you so much for your help today. I'd also like to say thank you as well.
That takes care of that.
Reward deposited.
More laws. Excuse me, I'm sorry for barging in at such a late hour. Please think nothing of it. It's thanks to you I got the chance I was looking for. Since it's so late, why don't you stay night? Great idea, we can talk a whole bunch over dinner. That sounds lovely. Maybe we can discuss what's to come. Swear Marina and I to each other. We're the same age, so it's not like I'm her older brother and she's not my older sister. Who cares? Families come in all shapes and sizes. So nice to finally be able to meet Marina after only seeing her in photos. Hopefully we can all get along like one big happy family. Thanks for today, you guys. I know things might be difficult going forward, but if I need to, I know I can always come to you. I heard you say Marina. Thank you so much for what you did. I told my husband, he's in the capital, about everything that happened. There's still a lot I need to think about. But I'm sure things will be alright. I'm her mother. We'll just have to support each other as family. You and Marina are my grandkids, and I'm proud of both of them. We're going to be a family together from now on, so I want to dote on them as much as I can. I overheard Juve and Chloe talking in La Nuit de Chat Noir. It didn't sound serious, but maybe there's something going on. Should I check on them just in case? My group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Come on now, you really don't have to help out when you've got so much else going on. I'm not forcing myself to do anything I don't want to, Mom. Honestly, everything else I've got going on is why I want to do some deliveries. I might notice something. Besides, there's someone I want to check on. Oh, I see. Him. Well, then, I suppose I'll have to accept your aid. Just try not to mess up. It's been a while since you've done deliveries. I'll be fine. Jeez, you're such a worrywart. If you say so. Sorry, haven't I heard that 100 times before? Well, I wish you the best of luck. Oh, I didn't see you come in. Yo, hang out? Talk about perfect timing. I am, and you're coming with me. Luckily me, while I hear you ladies talking. Gotta admit, I'm kind of curious about what's going on around your hometown, so I'll join you. Ooh, that's the 4th delivery, just one left. Guess I shouldn't be surprised your mom's place is so popular, but I thought there'd be more tourists. The clientele seems mostly local. Yeah, we never did make a point of advertising that the bar was run by a famous person after all. Remy liked to say we rely on our fame to get customers. We lose sight of what's really important. Yeah, smart woman. I think you haven't helped out like this in a while. I've been pretty busy the last few years, you know, and whenever I do get a chance to come back home, it's never for very long. So I like to help when I can. It gives me a chance to catch up with the community. Enough chit-chat. How about we get a move on? Let's see, last delivery is for Herman. I'm worried about him. What's his deal? He's an older fellow from the neighborhood who's always been nice to me, even back when I was just a little munchkin. I think he was even friends with my dad when he was younger, so we go back a long ways. It's just he's getting on years and his brain's starting to go. I figured this would be a perfect chance to check in on him. And what is it? Now I don't think you've ever mentioned your dad before. I made a point not to pry, but is he? Oh yeah, no, he's totally alive and well. He's not married to Mom, but he always drops by at least once a year. Oh, is that right? My bad. I've heard relationships like that aren't uncommon in showbiz. So does your old man work in entertainment too? Yeah, he's a scriptwriter, still working too. And old Herman used to be a novelist, which is how the two of them got to know one another. Mom was still acting back then, so since they both had their own sources of income, they probably didn't think there was a reason to get married. But I suppose our other job might have prevented them from tying a knot. I don't know how much Dad knows, but I think he's come to terms with the situation. I see, I suppose that works out for your mom, as both a performer and as Grim Cat. Exactly, I know our family's kind of unique, but at the end of the day, he's still my dad and super important to me. None, enough about him. Let's get this last delivery done. Herman, it's Judith from La Nuit de Chat Noir. I have a delivery for you. It doesn't seem like he's in. I wonder what's up. I heard he's been found wandering at night lately. I'm kind of worried. Sounds like we better sniff him out. Didn't you come here because you were concerned? True enough, let's hurry and find him. When older folks like him start wandering around, they usually go to places they used to frequent, or so I've heard. Better start with the river then. Back in the day, he used to go fishing there while writing notes for all his latest projects. Hey, is that the guy? Whoa, he's about to. Whoa, I didn't expect you to use your powers like that. Good thing nobody spied you. Not to toot my own horn, but I move pretty quick. Which can lead to you making plenty of mistakes too. Oh, you are so annoying. Look, everything's fine, so why sweat the details? More importantly, Herman, are you alright? You were about to walk straight to the river. Oh my, is that you, Judith? Oh, you're all grown up. Is your acting career going well? What were you saying, Herman? I just saw you last year. Never mind, I'm just glad you're okay. Is this old timer really not gonna comment on her weird getup? Anyhow, I brought your food. Do you remember ordering this? Of course I do. The pie from your place is just the best. Felt bad about having it delivered, so I was going to head over to the restaurant to pick it up myself. Well, you really didn't need to do that. Now come on, let's get you home, Herman. After making sure old man got home safely, the two finished their deliveries. And then returned to La Nuit de Chat Noir, where Chloe provided them with a few drinks as thanks. You did well, considering it's been a while since you've run deliveries, Shiv, and thanks for helping out, Van. Here, Jip, your favorite herbal tea, and some of our special hot cocoa for you, Van. Well, thanks, Mom. Don't be afraid to ask me for help with stuff, you know? I swear, you really do get ahead of yourself. As you can see, my daughter can be a bit rash, so I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out on her. Hey now, your daughter's been saving my butt. Watching out for her is the least I can do.
Seriously, Mom? He doesn't need to keep an eye on me. She makes it sound like you're my babysitter.
Let's not pretend you can't be a huge headache. And if you weren't, you're still practically moved into Noir at this point.
I mean, you're not wrong. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be sticking around for so long.
That makes two of us, but I guess it's thanks to you that I've met people in showbiz. Thanks to that, also that ends well, eh?
Oh, please. Don't act like you're not secretly stoked that you're friends with a movie star.
You do realize you're talking about yourself, right? But seriously, when I go back on it, the way you live your life has saved my ass a bunch of times. Which is to say, you've got my thanks.
How nice! You're being honest for a change. But look, the reason I'm here now, the reason I'm who I am today, it's thanks to you. I've never really teamed up with anyone as Grimcat before, and honestly, you guys are why it's going so well.
Everything's give and take, huh? Guess it's a little late to be realizing that, though. Heh. Anyhow, we'll be counting you as usual, Jip.
Likewise. Even if my whole family has somehow gotten involved. Here's to our continuing partnership, Van.
So after once again affirming the old odd bond they shared, they returned to their respective evenings in Anchorville. Flavor to remember. Apparently Fairy wants to borrow Chat Noir's kitchen. She's been absent-minded since that run-in earlier today. Might be a good idea to see how she's doing. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. I'm sorry for being so selfish when you're still open. Please, it's nothing. Orders have slowed down anyway. I've prepared all the ingredients you asked for, so use them however you like. Thank you very much. Wow, these pistachios are super high quality, and look how many walnuts and hazelnuts there are. Oh, what was I supposed to start with again? Let's see, when we always start with what? What's all this? Wait, are you making baklava? Oh, hi, Van, you can tell? Pretty obvious, seeing as you've got nuts and everything you need to make pie crust. Priya, I had no idea. No idea that you could make baklava, the Central East's famous traditional pastry. Princess Zia got me addicted a few months ago, and let me tell you, it's impossible to track him down in the capital. Why didn't you tell me this sooner? How could you keep this from me? I wouldn't go as far as saying I can make it. I just used to help out a little back when Umi made some. When I fought back on it, I got the urge to try and make some myself. But I don't really know where to start without Umi. Mind if I help then? I've looked up recipes and cooking tips for it a bunch of times. Combine all of your memories and I bet we could take a decent stab at it. I love your help. Hell yeah, first we gotta do the prep. Humming. Well, I'll be. I guess I shouldn't be surprised you know what you're doing, seeing as you helped out at home and all. Cooking it for real is a totally different beast. You're even doing the dough from scratch. That's how we always did it back home. In the Central East, making the dough for baklava is something we gotta learn for when we get married. When Umi got engaged to Abi, she practiced really hard. I guess now that you've finished your adornment ceremony, this is the perfect time for you to start practicing, huh? Alright, I'm gonna grind these nuts. Thanks. The dough's nice and heavy now, too. Next up, we gotta spread the ground nuts evenly on the dough. Then we put another layer of dough on top of that and cut into it. After we spread melted butter over the surface, we put in the oven and get to work on the syrup while it cooks. There's so much to do. The oven, what's preheating? Calm down, Perry, you've gotta get your head in the game. This is just a trial we must overcome to attain the pinnacle of sweet flavor. Man, Perry, what are you two doing in the kitchen? There we go, it should take around 20 minutes to bake. Wow, it already smells so good. It's not going to explode or anything, is it? No, it'll be fine. Thanks, Anya. This helps out a pie pro in the kitchen. It's not exactly the same recipe, but I did bake with my mom all the time when I was little. Yeah, now has the syrup finished boiling? Or doesn't look like enough? You're imagining things. Just how much do you sample? I try not to have too much. My bad, I'll make more. And finally, it's finished. We did it. Wow, pistachio smells so good. I can't believe I made something like this. This is your family's recipe, right? Doesn't it look just incredible, Van? Yeah, not often you get to have freshly baked baklava. No time like a present. Let's get everyone together and have ourselves a pastry party. Right. I'll prepare some tea. Soon they gathered all their friends and some local children. And everyone enjoyed some delicious baklava. The phyllo is so crunchy. All the crushed nuts packed inside are simply divine. But the true story is how the pistachio blends beautifully with the sweet syrup throughout the whole pastry. This right here is a true slice of the Social East, the stuff of legends. And I'm glad you're all enjoying it. But even with Anya's helping out, it's definitely not as good as a real chef would make. Don't sell yourself short, Fairy. Even amateur cooking has its own sort of charm. Not to mention the satisfaction of cooking it yourself is its own secret spice. Nihon, have you collected your thoughts? I can't hide anything from you, can I? Umi once told me that baking can help you clear mine. She was right. I think this helped me figure some things out. Is this about a soldier woman we fought earlier? Even if you put aside her unfamiliar equipment, it was clear she was really skilled. Maybe even as good as my brother. I can't imagine why a Jaeger would hide their face and name if they were that skilled. No one in the Red Constellation or Zephyr matches her description, that's for sure. And the one person who might have isn't with us anymore. Yeah, I no idea someone like her existed. Someone with her skills. Someone who can devote themselves to so much to their mission while still fighting fair. The world really is vast. And here I thought you were worried about her. I take I'm off the mark. It's just I learned all too well how important it is to think things through during the last incident. I'm not just going to suddenly be as strong as my brother or that soldier. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to fight when I next encounter her. I've been racking my brain about it this whole time. How am I going to bring all my strengths together to face her? My skills cultivated as a warrior of the Kruga. Use your speed to spam Zodiac Sign and your own buff craft. The new short techniques I've been learning, and all my friends at Arkride Solutions. Plus, you've been looking forward to this whole time. Might be a bit dangerous to have warfare in the brain while baking sweets though, if I'm being honest. I hope you didn't accidentally mix gunpowder into the dough or anything. Give me a little more credit than that. I focused on what I was doing.
Of course, I am curious about that woman. About who she is. Still, that's not the most important thing right now. Not now that we know it's threatening Anchorville. I can ask her all the questions I want after I've disarmed her. And that should help us learn more about the vestiges, too. Van? What's wrong? You're looking at me funny.
No, I just didn't expect this. I was thinking this back during your adornment ceremony too, but you've really grown up. And you got this far not just because you're a warrior, but because you walked your own path, Rita. Someone like me who works in the shadows and runs away from the things I need to face. You're a real inspiration.
I've still got a long way to go. I've got work to do if I want to be able to hold my head up high in front of my brother, Ubby, or that woman. I know all this stuff is still going on, but I hope you'll continue to look out for me.
Of course. I knew she was maturing, but she suddenly surpassed my expectations. By the way, I noticed you made a whole other massive baklava. Let's say we cut that one up too. It looked incredible.
Sorry, but I'm sending that one back to everyone in the Jaeger Corps. Chloe's already helped me arrange for it to be shipped.
Oh, really? Wait. Didn't you say something about learning to make baklava being domestic training back in the Central East?
Yeah, that's right. But I didn't want it to show up unannounced, so I already got in touch with Ubby earlier on my...
Van Arkride, I believe I already warned you. Am I to assume this is exactly what it looks like?
Gah, you move too fast. Despite his mounting panic, Van managed to clear up the misunderstanding with Hassan, prolonging his life for another day. Then after finishing his baklava, which tasted all the sweeter, he returned to work. Okay, marks a herb bond. Got the recipe for Kruga-style baklava. Please don't use beast essence. Why does everything require prime beast essence?
Leave it to me. And that's how the crew could do it.
Church counseling. Rosette seems pretty barred about how she froze against the executor. I heard the Archbishop at Anchorville Cathedral's an expert in mental health. Might be worth a visit. The dance group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Oh yes, you must be the ones who reached out. Pardon the intrusion. Sorry about reaching out in the middle of the night. Please, think nothing of it. The doors of the Sept-Terrion church are always open. And if this is an ailment of the heart, it's best to dull with sooner rather than later. Please, tell me all about what ails you. I see, your body freezes under specific conditions. The first thing that comes to mind is PTSD. Psychological trauma, huh? I have no memories of your past, I recall. But the memories may escape you, they are rarely lost in their entirety. Even if you cannot recall them, they remain in your consciousness, affecting your body and mind. It sounds to me like what you are feeling is a deep-seated fear that you once experienced in your past. A deep-seated fear? So anything she can do about it? Not as such, no. If she suffered only from memory loss, perhaps, but psychological trauma requires careful treatment. Normally, your only option would be to consult a professional and undergo months of therapy. Normally, you say, do you have another option? Reset. Freezing up in fear in our line of work could be fatal. As Arkride Solutions concierge, I cannot afford to hold them back. Please, can you tell me what I need to do so I can prepare for the future? I wouldn't normally recommend this, but there is something we can try if you insist. It's thaumaturgy, isn't it? I've seen it used a few times before. But you already have one around your neck. As if I recall, its effects are brought about through prayer, and some consider it a more natural, fundamental form of oral arts. Yes, the general public is largely unaware of thaumaturgy's existence. By using it on the unconscious mind, one can summon forth old memories. However, in cases of deep psychological trauma, there's a risk of making those wounds worse. If you still wish. I do, please. Reset. I'm sorry for being selfish, but I have to do this. If thaumaturgy can lead to some kind of improvement, I could not ask for more. And I know that no matter what, you'll be there for me, Mr. Arkride. God, you can be strong-willed in the wildest ways. But I guess you would have to be working with me all this time. Thank you, Fire, if you would. Do we have to fight the Executor? Alright, but if things look dangerous, I will stop immediately. In the name of she who dwells above, do I hold this consecrated septium. Space's golden glow, consciousness's silver glow. Call to heed the fragments of this woman's memory from the depths of their suppression.
Jeez, you're always leaving such a mess.
A lost name?
Cut me some slack, honey. Look, I even brought you something.
Oh my gosh, monster meat! Look! Why, this must be a blessing of the goddess. Give it here, I'll cook it right up. They're close!
Die! I'll keep them at bay.
So it really did attack her in her past. Reset, deep breaths. Are you alright? Why, they were... You appear to be trained. I'm sorry I put you through something so frightening. It would be dangerous to dig deeper. Let's call it a day for now. Yeah. After Reset calmed down, they gave their thanks to the bishop and left the church. But they made a stop before heading back to the rest of the group. Thank you for waiting. Are you sure you're alright? Just let me know if you're unwell. Here, take your time. Yeah, thanks a bunch. Feeling any better? Yes, thank you. Are you going to ask about the memories I saw? About Mirabelle, Brown. Now I feel bad. She's the one who's been invested in your past since the beginning. And I do not think she would mind. Be completely forthcoming, none of the details were concrete. Not where I was, the situation I was in, or who was accompanying me. However, at the end, there was no doubt that I felt a wave of terror. I believe that to be a source of my trauma, the memory that causes me to shrink in fear. And yet the one I witnessed before it was full of warmth. Full of voices that seemed familiar, in a great way. I apologize, you must be completely bewildered. Hey, don't worry about me. What's important is that now you know you've got those memories inside you. You're right.
At some point, somewhere in my heart, I began to doubt. To wonder if I had ever truly existed as a human. When I woke up at the Marduk Company, I had nothing. No memories, no body, no home. Nothing concrete. Nothing at all. As you know, this prosthetic body cannot fully replicate all of the human senses. And while it simulates them for me through various devices and technology, none of it ever quite felt real. But meeting Mirabelle and all of you has made me feel like I've finally been able to become me. And now I know that I truly existed. I have a past. Memories of people who cared about me.
Yep, and even if those memories came back because of your trauma, that's just further proof that you're you. Proof that you had to fight for your fear of the claim. I'm happy for you, Reset.
Thank you. But to be perfectly honest, I was terrified. Terrified that somehow my old memories would replace everything I had built here and now. But with you right there by my side, Mr. Arkride, I was able to push through that fear.
I didn't do a thing. Besides, now that you know you've got past, things are just getting started. When things settle down, you'll have to start looking for clues as to who you really are.
You're right. And I intend on asking Mirabelle and everyone else to help. That includes you, Mr. Arkride.
Naturally. And so the pair enjoyed their cocktails at Shino's bar. And after meeting up with their friends, resumed work. Okay, you're maxed out. Lost balance. Castro seems pretty distracted. Guess we do have a lot to worry about. He said he'd take a break if he had time. I wonder if I should be concerned. Ben's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Castro's been holed up in his room for a while now. It's been really quiet in there. Streaming? Hey, Castro, you there?
Van, what is it?
My bad, were you sleeping? It's nothing important or anything. Wait, is this just me or do you sound kind of different?
You're just imagining it.
No, your voice definitely sounds higher pitched. Did you catch a cold or something? We should probably take your temperature.
Don't come in!
I'm coming in.
Don't!
Catra.
I told you not to come in.
That wasn't there even during bathing scenes. Sorry, I had a hunch something was wrong.
No, it's my fault for not saying anything. But how am I supposed to tell anyone that I've suddenly become a girl? If I had to put it into numbers, normally my body only displays about 10% female characteristics. But right now, I think I'm closer to 60%.
I've heard of cases where hormonal imbalances can change parts of the body. But your whole body's different. I think this has to do with that whole angel thing. Yes, psychological imbalances can affect my body. I was especially unstable when Grant took me in. This kind of thing happened very frequently. But then Essie helped her design a safe stabilizer, which I take regularly. I had no idea. But I could only get in touch with Essie or Gran. just none of my calls are going through. So SC is in on this too. It's no wonder he's unstable. What's with all these things happening behind the scenes? His family possibly being connected to it all. Sorry for dumping all this on you. This isn't the first time this happened, and I feel fine, so you don't have to worry. Usually my body returns to normal just as quickly as it changes. Does it really work like that? Yeah, I just need to stay calm and write things out. I just hope I can go back to normal before anyone else sees me. I don't think I'm ready for Agnes and the artist to see me like this yet. Anything I can do to help? I'm sure you want to go back to normal as soon as possible, right? Consider this my way of making up for barging in here. That's alright, you were just worried about me. Though I suppose combat might be a challenge since I'm not used to this body. Then we better figure out a solution pronto. If you're cool with it, we better go to the hospital and talk to a specialist or something. Man. Well, if you insist, I'll let you mail like you always do. So Castro agreed to let Van help him get back to his normal self as soon as possible. With Castro's permission, they went to the hospital to find someone who might be willing to help. Oh, I think I've got just the thing. I overheard the police saying they found some documents that Dr. Grant left behind during the investigation. Apparently he'd been purchasing all manner of medicines through illicit channels. And one of the drugs listed in his inventory was a brand new hormone regulator developed in Ramiferia. Really? That sounds perfect. What was the document planning to do with something like that? As its uses in otorhinolaryngology, ear, nose, and throat treatments, so I doubt it has anything to do with the drugs from the incident. He may have even bought it before he went mad. Never mind, it's hard to think about the man he used to be. In any event, it sounded like the police haven't found the medicine in question yet. So I think there's a chance he might have stored it in the underground facility. That's as good a lead as any. Yeah, let's go take a look. It's gonna be guarded by a boss monster. After that, the pair spoke with Inspector Aswani, and under the pretext of cooperating with the investigation, they began to research for parts of the underground facility that the police had yet to investigate. I'm not seeing what we're looking for. What about you? They said the Agave plant was supposed to go back to its original color, but it's still white here. No, nothing, and I don't remember seeing anything when we were here before. There could be hidden rooms that haven't turned up yet. Guess I better try raising the sensitivity of my short search then. That'll help too. Thanks, you guys. Crap, my bad. I'm walking too fast, huh? Sorry, my stamina's not what it used to be. I really need to get back to normal quick. Hey, no need to panic. If the cause is psychological, then you should try to relax. Here, I'll measure pace. We can take our time and look for those meds.
Right. Thanks, Van. What's going on? Today, he's even more.
I knew it. Look at this data. There's a secret room in this area. Alright, let's go. Oh! Katra! Here, she leaves this to me. Whew, I had no idea these things were still hanging around. We better be quick. Let's go, Katra. Hey, you okay? Crap, don't tell me you got hurt. I'm okay, I'm okay. What's going on? But This is the room. Hidden just outside of the drug lab, huh? You can tell the doc was pretty conflicted. Ain't that the medicine off the list? Yes, I'm sure of it. That's the new hormone medicine that was developed in Ramiferia. According to the specialist, taking it could hasten your transformation. Right, there's a strong possibility that that's the case. And there shouldn't be any side effects, even if it isn't my usual stabilizer. Now I can finally go back. You don't have to if you don't want to, you know? Huh? I mean, it'll probably work, but there's no guarantee. And besides, whether you're a man or woman, whatever you are, there's no good or bad about any of it. Besides, it wasn't so much trouble getting here that you've got to take it just to make the effort worthwhile. Choice is all yours. Van Wokride. I forgot Van Catcher shared their findings with Inspector Aswani, aiding in his investigation. And after giving their thanks to pharmacist Rean and Nurse Finlay, they left the hospital. Well, that's a surprise. I didn't think it'd work so fast. It shouldn't, normally. Imagine it's more effective due to my unique circumstances than my usual stabilizer. Regardless, I'm just glad I'm back to normal. Are you really? Maybe it's just me, but it looked like you were hesitating back there. Just for a moment. For a second, I felt like it'd be kind of a waste to go back. Wouldn't it be sort of fun just to stay that way? It wouldn't make the streaming a bit easier, huh? Boy, you've really put all this stuff behind you, huh? I won't pretend I'm over my insecurities, that I'm not worrying anymore. My body provides me endless countries. But right now, I'm fine with who I am, and that makes me happy.
No matter what form I take, who I choose to be, I'm still me. And that's thanks to everyone I've met. So, thank you.
That all goes without saying. Didn't I tell you already? You figure this out on your own. You didn't look away from the truth. You held on. No matter how much it hurt, you move forward. And I'm damn proud of you for it.
Van.
Anyway, if something like this happens again, don't hesitate to come to me. I bet Ines and Rousseau will be happy to help too.
Yeah, I'll make sure to ask them next time. Especially since you can be indelicate with these kinds of things sometimes.
Guys, you have to ruin the moment.
Kind of a waste to go back, huh? I'll keep my reasons for feeling that way to myself. At least for now.
Okay, maxed you out. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Beyond the Horizon. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.